and also see how it can help us here. Friends, India believes in the power of international collaboration. This Olympiad reflects that spirit. I've been told that this edition of the Olympiad is the largest so far. I thank the Homi Bhabha Center for Science Education and Tata Institute of Fundamental Research for making this event possible. Aim high, dream big. And remember, in India, we believe that the sky is not the limit. It is just the beginning. Thank you.
Minister who is speaking at the 18th International Astronomy Olympiad and talking about India's commitment to scientific curiosity, especially in the field of astronomy. Warm welcome, you are watching 6 Stories at 6 and I am Rakshita Mishra with you. We start with our top story today. In a major push for justice after 35 years, the State Investigation Agency has carried out raids at least 8 locations across Srinagar in connection with the 1990 killing of Kashmiri Pandit nurse Sarla Bhatt, who had defied the terrorists who had asked her to quit her job, pushed her to quit her job and leave the valley. She was abducted and shot dead by JKLF terrorists. Now, fresh evidence has now been recovered, bridging the investigators closer to identifying and prosecuting her killers. Yasin Malik's house has been searched by the SIA in connection with the brutal murder. And we have more and more updates coming in. There has been some evidence that has been recovered in these raids. Yes, there has been a 35-year-long delay. This has been reopened after 35 long years. But there has been investigation that is now picked up. There have been some evidences and they are going to be re-examined. Some witness testimonies are also going to be re-examined. And we have a bite of reactions coming in on that. Listen in.
सरला भट्ट, आप नहीं चाहते कश्मीरी पंडितों की दास्तान कहीं सुनाई जाए, आप नहीं चाहते वो आइडेंटिफाई हो एज विक्टिम्स। सरला भट्ट मेडिकल स्टाफ थी। 90 के दशक में उसको उसके इंस्टीट्यूट से अगवा करके गैंग रेप किया गया और सड़क के किनारे रखा गया।
All right, viewers. So we have my colleague Zina joining us live on the broadcast. Zina, of course, justice has been delayed in the case for the longest time. But yes, there has been some evidence, we understand, that has been uncovered, that has been discovered. There will be some re-examination done. What more are you picking up?
See, Rakshita, this is a 35-year-old case, first of all, when the FIR was registered in 1990. And since then, there has been no headway. But finally, now an SIA, which is a state investigating agency, has picked up this case for the investigations. And the first raid today was carried by the agency in the heart of Srinagar. The house that was scanned was JKLF, the banned outfit chief, Yasin Malik, who is lodged in Tihar jail and facing certain charges. He was the face of insurgency in Kashmir itself, and his group was involved in this abduction and the killing. As far as Sarla Bhatt is concerned, she was a nurse working at the Sher-e-Kashmir Institute of Medical Sciences then, and she was labelled as a police informant. And she was killed. Her body was mutilated. She was gang raped. Although in the FIR that was registered in the Nagin police station, then it is not mentioned about the gang rape. But there have been the other evidences which suggest that she was gang raped, because the political powers then, the sitting chief minister then, Farooq Abdullah, remained completely silent on this case. So police did not mention about the gang rape. But as per the evidences, the eyewitnesses, she was gang raped. Her body was mutilated. She was abducted for around 4 to 5 days. She was picked up from the Haba Khatun hostel of the Sher-e-Kashmir Institute of Medical Sciences. And since then, the family's been looking for justice from from pillar to post, and this is also giving a hope to those Kashmiri Pandits whose cases are lying in the cupboards, and
Yes.
they too want to see that their cases are investigated. So it is given a hope to the Kashmiri Pandits, because when we talk about the rehabilitation of Kashmiri Pandits, there have been the unequal, there has been a one demand that the cases should be reinvestigated, that the commission should be set up to investigate these cases so that the justice is delivered, because this is not only a one case. There have been the cases like Tikalal Taplu, advocate, the former Justice Neelkant Gunju,
Right.
or Girja Gunju. They all were the ones who had to leave the valley because a kind of fear was created by the JKLF and the other peoples then, because there was a slogan that had come in those days that either you face death or you leave the valley. So with the result, thousands of lakhs of Kashmiri Pandits had to leave the valley, and they got their settlement in the Jagti camp, where they suffered immensely. For that has caught the attention of the world powers. They were given certain packages, employment and other things.
Right.
But most of them could not return to the valley because of these groups like Hizbul Mujahideen, which was a homegrown terror outfit,
Right.
or the JKLF, though now they claiming that they were the separatists working on the non-violence. But there had been multiple evidences where the JKLF was involved in the targeted killings, because the notes, the diaries, the ledgers that have been found by the investigating agency today, that definitely is connecting the links that they had identified the Kashmiri Pandits whom they were supposed to target. So this is a welcome step, but needs to see where the investigation will take this case to. And those who have been
Absolutely, Zinat.
involved
Of
in
course,
this case.
justice has been delayed long time, but this is, of course, very important that this investigation gets picked up, and more such cases regarding the targeting of Kashmiri Pandits should be now brought to justice. Thanks so much, Zina, for joining us with those latest details. We were shifting our focus to how Asim Munir's second visit in 2 months to United States is being received from United States itself. Now, a former Pentagon analyst, a former Pentagon official, Michael Rubin, has delivered a scathing assessment of Pakistan's recent nuclear rhetoric, the threat issued from American soil, and he described Pakistan is behaving like a rogue state following the threatening comments made by failed Marshal Asim Munir on American soil. Now, the ex-Pentagon official has called Munir an Osama bin Laden in a suit. And this, of course, has been coming in after he made those remarks at a black tie event. And he had threatened to take down half the world with him. So this is a former Pentagon official. He also said that that America should in fact declare him as person non grata as well. Listen in to Rubin.
Pakistan is acting as a rogue state. Pakistan is basically, actually 1, 2, 3, let me start over. Pakistan's threats on American soil are completely unacceptable. Pakistan is raising questions in many people's minds about whether it can fulfill the responsibilities of being a state, or whether the time has come for it to end. In many ways, Pakistan's rhetoric, the field marshal's rhetoric, is reminiscent of what we've heard from the Islamic State and from Osama bin Laden. This should not stand. There is absolutely no reason anymore why the United States should consider Pakistan a major non-NATO ally. In fact, Pakistan may become the first major non-NATO ally to become listed as a state sponsor of terrorism on the same day. Pakistan should not be anymore a member of U.S. Central Command. The fact that U.S. generals did not walk out of any meeting with Asim Munir should be cause for resignation. Asim Munir should be persona non grata in the United States and should never again get an American visa, nor should any Pakistani official until Pakistan explains itself and apologizes.
And we have defense expert Major Samarpal Toor joining us on the broadcast. Thanks so much, Major Toor, for joining us on Republic TV. And, these are really, really strong words that are finding resonance across India, of course, and many other places, many other people who, of course, stand against terrorism. But it seems that it all rings hollow in the White House, at least, because, this is the person who's the mastermind of Pahalgam terror attack. This is a terrorist state that he's heading right now. He's the de facto leader of a terrorist state like Pakistan. And this ex-Pentagon official is calling for his visa to be cancelled, that he never gets to, step on American soil, especially after the kind of comments that he has made in America.
See, Rakshita, firstly, I would like to make it very clear that this is a tit-for-tat move. That once TRF was declared a terrorist faction by the Americans, that is when the Pakistanis felt it was a slap on their face, that they'd lost the rhetoric, they'd lost the advantage and the prerogative of having an upper hand, because in their parliament, they had openly declared that TRF's name should be removed from the official statement that India gave to the UN. So once that was overruled, it was very humiliating for Pakistan, and that is one of the major reasons why probably behind closed doors, probably some agreements have been done where Americans have been offered what probably the Americans were wanting, and that is how in return Pakistan asked for BLA, that is the Balochistan Liberation Army, to be declared as a terrorist faction. So you see, this is nothing new, it's nothing big, because as we know, that TRF will come up with another proxy name, though they are part of Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed. So similarly, BLA will also change its name. It already has one BLF, that is Balochistan Liberation Front. Then they have Balochistan Resistance Army, and then they have the Balochistan Liberation Army. So eventually they will come out with some other new name. So it's just a matter of time, and I think these small rhetorics will not have anything where it's going to have a long implication in terms of declaration of names. Secondly, you see, this is a nation where Osama bin Laden, he's been called Osama, in a suit.
Yes.
So Asim Munir being compared to Osama bin Laden in a suit is again itself an insult to the Pakistanis. And secondly, he calling Pakistan a dump truck and equating Pakistan as a dump truck with the ever-shining Mercedes, which has everything to lose when it collides with a dump truck. So all these erratic equations and illogical comparisons have really got the American thinking regarding the stability of this man. And secondly, you see, there has already been a silent coup. It is just that it is a matter of time that, it comes as a caption, as breaking headlines. But a month back, a coup has already been taken place. That is one of the major reasons why Asim Munir, who is being equated as Osama bin Laden in a suit, is there in US. Otherwise, why would a military general go meet the head of the most powerful country in the world twice in a time span of 2 months? So you see, we need to read between the lines and know that Pakistan is in deep waters and thick trouble. And it is just a matter of time that it will be called out.
Right. Major Toor, thank you so much for joining us here on Republic TV with your thoughts and reading of the situation. We were shifting our focus to another story in connection with Pakistan. Now, just a day after Pakistani Army Chief Asim Munir has issued a fresh nuclear threat to the world, not just India, to South Asia. We also have now Bilwal Bhutto Zardari, the former foreign minister, issuing another round of war threats on the Indus Waters Treaty. He said that if New Delhi proceeds with changes to Indus Waters Treaty, Pakistan will go to war. Listen in.
हमने सब एक होके मोदी की बर्बारियत पे, मोदी के इस हमले के बारे में, मोदी के इस इरादे के बारे में आवाज उठाना है और जिद्दोजहद करना है ताकि इस जुल्म को भी हम रोक सकें। मैं जानता हूं कि आप में इतना ताकत है, इस मुल्क के अवाम में इतना ताकत है कि जंग की सूरत हो तो जंग में भी हम इनका मुकाबला कर सकते हैं और जो आपके 6 के 6 दरिया है वो वापस हासिल भी कर सकते हैं। और अगर ये हमें मजबूर करते हैं, पाकिस्तान ने ये जंग नहीं छेड़ा था, हम हमेशा अमन के बारे में बात करते हैं। जहां दुनिया भर में पाकिस्तान के सफ़ीर पहुँचे, नुमाइंदे पहुँचे, हमने अमन की बात की, भारत ने जंग की बात की। लेकिन अगर जंग छेड़ा गया है तो हम शाह अब्दुल लतीफ़ बिठाई की धरती से मोदी सरकार को बताना चाहेंगे कि हम पीछे नहीं हटते, हम झुकते ही नहीं हैं।
Okay, and viewers, meanwhile, the US has officially designated the Balochistan Liberation Army, the BLA, and its allies, the Majid Brigade, as a foreign terrorist organization. The Majid Brigade was also added as an alias to BLA's previously specially designated global terrorist classification. Now, the department further said that in 2024, BLA claimed responsibility for suicide attacks near the Karachi airport and the Gwadar Port Authority complex. Okay, we have former member of the NSA and expert on the Balochistan issue, Tilak Devashar, joining us. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on Republic TV. And, sir, we've seen this move coming in just after the TRF was designated as the terror organization, a foreign terror organization. And again, we have to understand that right after Asim Munir's visit, this move is announced by United States. You feel that this is sort of a message that has also been sent in to India, if at all it is, and that it is somewhere, pushing Pakistan with its narrative and its occupation on Balochistan?
No. I don't see why we make the linkage. The TRF is linked to the Lashkar-e-Taiba, which is a designated terrorist organization, and enough evidence is there of carrying out attacks in Kashmir. What the US determined with BLA and the Majid Brigade has got nothing to do with India. So I don't think so we should be making that linkage at all. The US could have its own compulsions. Maybe it wants to send a signal to Pakistan that it is concerned, taking on board Pakistan's concerns or whatever. But please, certainly as far as India and TRF is concerned, these are two totally, this is like apples and oranges. You can't compare the two. But on the other substantive point of what signal the US is sending, you see, recently, the US has evinced a lot of interest in rare earths and minerals.
Yes.
A lot of these are also in Balochistan. So what it is signaling to Pakistan is that we'll take care of your concerns so long as you facilitate our exploration of rare earths in Balochistan. Because one of the areas apparently where there are supposed to be rare earths is Balochistan, and the other province is Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. So possibly that is the reason for this. And also, this is not a spur of the moment decision. The US, the way it works, considers a pretty rigorous process by which it declares something as a terrorist organization. So the fact that Asim Munir was in the US at a particular time may not be directly related to this determination which the US has made. They'll be having their own reasons for doing so.
Right, sir. Mr. Devashar, thank you so much as always for joining us on Republic TV with your insights and your reading of this story that we are tracking. Viewers, we shift our focus to now the big Atmanirbhar push. India's semiconductor mission has got 4,600 crore rupee boost as Modi government approved 4 new projects with 6 government approved projects already in various stages of execution. The Union Cabinet chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi has approved 4 more semiconductor projects under the India Semiconductor Mission. Now, these 4 approved proposals will set up semiconductor manufacturing facilities with cumulative investment of around 4,600 crore rupees and are expected to generate a cumulative employment for 2,034 skilled professionals, which would catalyze the electronic manufacturing ecosystem that results in creation of many more indirect jobs. And with these 4 more approvals today, total approved projects under the ISM reaches to 10, with cumulative investments of around 1.60 lakh rupees crore, 1.60 lakh crore rupees in 6 states. Take a listen in to what Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnav had to say on this.
those who say screwdriver technology, they should know what the country is progressing, and instead of laughing at the country's youth, they should appreciate what our youth is doing, what our young people are doing. Our young people are producing precision technology things, and day by day they are growing up in the value chain. Day by day they are improving, they are exporting, they are manufacturing things which make us proud. ये स्टील क्यूब, राइट? देखा आपने कितना प्रिसीजन का काम है। भाई ये आसान नहीं होता है। देखो ये सब डेवलप करने में मेहनत लगती है, इस डेवलप करने में लर्निंग कर्व पे कंपनीज, ट्रेनिंग वाले, स्किल के, वो सब के सब काम करने वाले, क्वालिटी चेकिंग वाले, एवरीबडी goes up in the value chain.
All right, viewers, with that, it's a wrap on this edition. We'll get you more stories on the other side at 6:30. Thank you so much for watching.
Amity is proud to announce the commencement of its 12th university in India, Amity University, Hyderabad. At the prime location of AeroCity Hyderabad Airport, has a strong focus on high-end research with brilliant students and distinguished faculty who share our mission to change the world together. To apply for this year's session, visit amity.edu/Hyderabad.